Okay, here it is, the conversation. What does it look like when someone is possessed? Again, I don't like that word, just like I don't like portal and vortex. I think possession is too loaded a word. It has too much baggage. It comes with baggage. It's a little more apt also to just say that something jumped the living person. They jumped in their body, they jump out. They're able to take it over briefly for a brief amount of time, and then they can't do it anymore. What would you notice if that was what was going on with you? Let's define the difference between fully taking over someone's body, jumping someone's body, and influencing someone's behavior. Those are two very different things, and they're often confused. When evil things are around, so for instance, you've moved into a place that has a history, there's some kind of an evil attachment there, the behaviors are going to be similar but not quite the same. So a person who's subjected to this, especially if it's a child, a young adult, a person who's struggling with addiction or chronic issues, feelings of weakness, not able to maintain control of their life, making bad choices, those people are going to struggle even more. So you might see changes to their personality. For instance, a person who is normally very reserved suddenly becomes extremely promiscuous. A person who is normally very, very careful with their words is suddenly just spewing filth. That's an influence situation. That can also be the sign of somebody who's been jumped, possessed. But interestingly, the people that I've worked with who had been jumped weren't the people who realized what was going on. It was the family members and friends that were like, you are not yourself. What the person subjectively experienced was lost time. For instance, they would wake up in the morning and then suddenly it was 11 o'clock and they had no idea of anything that had transpired in the 3 hours that they were jumped. Other situations are you're not speaking in your own voice. Again, it's not like it is on television. It might be, in my case, during my Ouija board situation where I was speaking a language I don't speak. It was my voice, not my words. I didn't speak that language. Nobody knew what language I was speaking. It was definitely a language. I wasn't just garbling nonsense like speaking in tongues. It was a fully formed language. So it doesn't look as scary, I guess. It can, from an outside perspective, as somebody who's dealt with them, it can be scary. But again, this goes back to our conditioned response to fear, our conditioned fear response to certain stimuli. In real life, I have never seen a client like that, not once. And I've dealt with a lot of, well, it's a relative, like I said, it's a relatively small number. It's a relatively small percentage of the overall work that I've done, but it's enough of them that I've seen serious patterns over the course of 30 years. So I think my bottom line TLDR here is possession is far less common than you believe it to be. Interacting with your intuition is not going to cause you to be possessed. Interacting with your intuition, interacting with the dead, as long as you're maintaining that strong internal purpose and intention, that my intention is to remain solidly closed off to all of this, I will interact with you through my intuition, nothing more. My body and my spirit are inviolable. You do not have access to them. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. I promise. But now I want you to go ask all of the questions. I opened that Pandora's box about this topic. I want to hear all of the things that you're worried about, all of them, so we can finally put them to rest. Like, for real, peeps.